Hello, guys. I hope you all are doing well. This is the 5th of March, 2026. Wanted to put for you a quick market regards to the market. Before we're going to be starting with that, I want to remind you guys that everything that I'm mentioning in this video is not a financial advice, is just a way of how exactly I'm reviewing the market and is just entertainment content. And I would say do your own financial analysis when it's coming to trading the market and see what exactly the best thing to do when it's coming to the risk that you take it for the market, because there is nothing guaranteed. So moving to BTC, um, I would like really to start just with just like a basic or a clean chart, like away from anything and just looking for things on how exactly I was looking at things. And I'm really sorry if we're gonna have like some of the features, it's not operating on TradingView, but mainly I'm using a different setup because I'm not accessing the normal setup that I do have it. Wanted to cover for you a few things when it's coming to this month, and when it's coming mainly, like, let's say, to the price of Bitcoin from the moment that we formed this drop, and then we started coming to the upper side, moving and dropping into this region. And that's the whole thing where exactly I was talking about, like, BTC forming a shy support at this level, which is we played it, we confirmed it also, like, let's say, with the 4 hours time frame confirmation, nice closing into this, moved all the way to the upper side, which is we were expecting the move all the way to 69.4, ended February. And I was talking about, like, don't expect too much, like, let's say, into February, mostly to get faded. And by the end, we moved again to the downside over the weekend, and we started moving and shifting to the upper side. But what are the things, or what were the things that I was looking at it mainly into the end of the month? Usually, when I do look at things, I do always look into the February range. Sorry, the Friday range. And this is where exactly things were like really interesting. Usually, when we are looking at this, we're trying just like really to see what was happening with the momentum, what was happening with the price action that we get it, like, let's say, on BTC. And for me, like, let's say, when we started forming this Friday after this move to the upper side, it was so clear that every single time when we are coming, like, let's say, to the lows, and the type of movements that you used to see it, like, let's say, into this kind of price action, fast move to the upper side, long moves that it's taking longer period for the retraces to the downside, fast moves to the upper side, relatively longer period for the moves to the downside, fast move to the upper side, longer period for the retraces, fast move to the upper side, longer period for the retraces. And this will put for you two things that you need to pay attention to it. This is where exactly sellers, they are not able to push the price and to break it to the downside, and the decent amount of absorption that it's happening, like, let's say, absorbing for the orders that it's happening from the buyers. And the moment that, as an example, you move to the upper side, simply, well, what you would be looking at it, that usually, like, let's say, the normal traders, they will be looking, oh, we are breaking a trend line. Yeah, fine, you're breaking a trend line. That's a range by the end. So don't use trend lines that much. Trapped for the longs, clear the longs, flush them, spot buyers, showing up again at the support 63, moving to the upper side. And then after that, breaking the trend line. No, we are not breaking the trend line. Clean the late longs. And then after that, spot buyers pushing further, trapping the longs one more time, forcing the price to lower levels, spot buyers pushing further to the upper side. But the point from here, that what I was looking at it, it's when exactly the move is happening. First of all, we moved here and we just came into a Friday range at around these levels. And for me, the play was a little bit clean into Saturday, because this move that it happened in the Friday, we ended Friday, like, let's say, with this kind of a range that we had it on Friday. we kept moving and pushing to the downside. I need actually to clean one things and just to go to something else other than uh let's go into this. It's fine. Do we need this? I needed to explain to you something also. Let me just go into this one. It's fine. We shouldn't have a problem with this one. Yeah, we shouldn't have a problem. It's fine. This one, we can. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one is fine. So the point from here, when I was looking at that, you're gonna find that the Friday ranges here it's totally different um, uh, than derivative as an account. But I was looking at this and looking into this, like let's say to be the Friday range and this move that it happened on Saturday. So if you will be looking at this and try to understand what exactly happened here. So we closed Friday and then into Saturday we dropped to the downside. So for me, this was the point here where exactly all I want to see is after the price dropping to the downside, started moving and covering, like let's say to the upper side, and this level kept holding. So expectations to see the move again coming, like let's say to the 63 region, and then from here to start moving to the upper side. That's mainly the move that I wanted, like let's say to see it, just to confirm the support here. Shorts are trapped into the weekend war and just like the hit on Iran and all these kind of things, and then started just squeezing and moving to the upper side. But the point from here, all I care about is that we came, we swept Friday. We don't have really anything, like let's say, to look at it and to worry about it, other than how exactly the month started. Because that's for me is the pivot for the month. And when I'm looking at things here, I'm looking on that's the beginning of the month, and that's the first day, which it was Monday. So I do have this to be the pivot of the month. And then looking at also lower time frame, which is what we care about it for the week, we will be using also the ranges of how exactly we are using them all the time. So we get ourselves this to be Asia low of Monday, and we get this to be pretty much Asia high of Monday. The point here that we swept the lows on Asia. Again, shorts are getting trapped at around these levels. And then again, this is the area to hold as a support after this break, like let's say to the downside. And we swept Asia low. We confirmed the acceptance into Monday. Price pushed further to the upper side. 69.4. Price retraced lower. But this is where the business started. Because this daily closing that we get it here, where I notified you early in the day that this is the day where BTC started confirming getting the acceptance, at least on the 5 and the 13 on the daily time frame. You can see that the price didn't manage really to get any acceptance here. But this was 2 days as a confirmation. It's more than enough for me to consider that, yeah, we should start pushing further to the upper side. Now, the point from here that as a weekly play, when I'm looking into things, and let me just delete this because we're going to be coming back to it, like I said, to discuss a few things on a lower time frame. But if I'm looking at this, the play for me, when I'm looking into this, is this kind of a setup and looking like, let's say, for higher levels to come. Mainly, I was looking like, let's say, for the 62, 63. We're going to be talking on this, on what exactly to expect. But this was also a nice confirmation. Going into a lower time frame, what exactly the price did today? You had a clean structure and a clean local liquidity at around these levels after this move and after this push to the upper side. We came, we swept it, kept holding it. Asia, push further to the upper side. Happy days. Continued after that into London session. New York, not really anything. That's just like a shy move starting from here, especially with the news that you got it. But that's mainly the play. And when I'm looking at this, that's all what I care about when it's coming to business. But where exactly we came? You came into an area where the price sold off from it. And that's literally the area that I wanted to see BTC sweeping. Does it mean that I will be looking into the shorts blindly? Not really. So what exactly we want to look at it, we will be discussing now into a lower time. But for me, as a structure, from when exactly I'm looking into this. Now, this is how exactly the chart started looking for me. First of all, we need to mark this level. And we need to start marking this level as a range. Do we have the capacity to trade toward the 84? I think we do have the capacity. Does it mean that it has to happen now? Not really. We do have this, that it happened into Saturday, which is I don't mind on forming a low on Saturday on BTC. That's the whole thing. Do we have the capacity to push further to the upper side? Also very possible. But we do have a decent block here that it's coming as a nasty block. So a few things that you really need to take it into consideration here. One of them is that this is the area that we broke above it. We didn't retest it yet. Could we retest it? We will see what exactly the market is going to give us. Now we will talk also on a lower time frame what exactly could bring us. But here, this is sweep that we got it. It's a decent one. Decent sweep that we pushed further to the upper side. We grabbed a decent liquidity, liquidated a decent amount of shorts. All these shorts that they shorted here, looking for BTC to break down, they just got forced in closing the positions here. Late longs, they are coming late to the party and pushing further, like let's say to the upper side. Now, where BTC has the capacity to move, if I'm looking into this, especially that we do have two touches into this line, yeah, we do have the capacity for BTC, by the way, to push further to the upper side into this area. Does it mean that this would be a break of a trend line? Not really. This where exactly could be the major shorts that they are getting, longs that they are getting trapped into a break of a trend line, start losing it, and then maybe later on to break to the downside. It's still too early into the month to make any kind of a judgment on a high time frame, 5th of the month. Where exactly you're started, where exactly you are trading, you are trading above the monthly open, because this is where exactly your month started. Here you go. You're trading above the monthly open. So that's a major signs for BTC. But still, this is just a range till it's proven otherwise. Now, for me as a big range, this is the big range, 84, 63. I marked for you, by the way, before, if you look into this, I marked for you this range. If you guys remember, you can find it on Twitter. This range that we get it here as a range, and we get ourselves also this range, we get ourselves this range. I'm not really worried about this range till I'm going to start seeing BTC losing this, which means but by that time, if I'm going to start looking into this, BTC needs to lose this and from here. But if she's not really doing this, then this is the range that I'm looking at. So we do have the 84, we do have the 91. Very possible to see BTC pushing there. It's not really a must, like let's say, to see it pushing there, but I'm just saying that it's just possible, all right? Now looking into this, looking on a high time frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months to the downside, 5 red months. It's absolutely normal to see a bounce. 5 months to the downside, it's very normal, like even to get this and then get this and then roll back down. It's even can push even further to the upper side and then to roll down. Now, all I care about for now is the following. This as the first level. This is the second level. Definitely, we do have the highs. We can mark it also here. And this to be the low. For now, I'm trading above the 67K. That's a good sign. But we can't just long from here. This is the 3-month candle. It's going to close by the end of this month. Now, looking into this, to have this to be the high of the quarter, and this to be the low of the quarter also, which is the same of, let's say, the previous month. I'm going to just put it in different color. This is the mid-range of it, which is coming also at the 78. We do have a lot of confluences here. We do have the confluences of the 80. We do have a lot of confluences. Now, how this can play out? BTC can push even further within this month and still drop and close even lower. We will see next quarter what exactly she will bring. That's something major to talk about. Now, what's exactly interesting here on BTC that we didn't sweep this candle? And that's for me is a little bit of a problem. But a lot of shorts, they just like, got wiped out there. We swept, by the way, 1, 2, 3 weeks candle. That's a major, like, let's say, major area, like, let's say, to look at it. Now, if I'm looking at something, I'm looking at two levels on how BTC it's gonna hold or it's gonna trade toward. Now, this is my daily time frame. It's looking nice in regards to the closing of this daily candle, and we're not seeing a lot of, you know, like sell pressure that it's coming here. So still the move, it has the capacity still maybe to push a little bit further to the upper side, and this is where we will come into a lower time frame. So let's discuss things when it's coming to a lower time frame. First of all, this is where exactly things it's going to start looking interesting. Because for now, BTC is holding the 5 and the 13 as a momentum. 1 hour, 4 hours time frame, this is also still too far away into this. Now, this is going to put us that, yeah, BTC can even retrace lower, push to the upper side. But here, where things it's going to start looking interesting. We mark these levels and we look into things maybe even on the 5 minutes time frame just to try to see things how exactly it's looking. So first of all, this is an area and this is another area. Now, this is what BTC needs to keep holding. Worst case scenario, by the way, it's this area. But I don't want like I don't like really BTC to come into this. This and this is fine. So here, it's gonna put us in this kind of a structure. Did we start seeing the prices stalling here? No, it's just like normal consolidation sideways. So what things could happen here? We could push and come to take the highs. But what I would like really to mark is this area for now. Would we see BTC stalling and pushing and just moving into this kind of a structure? Maybe coming, taking the highs one more time. And if we started losing after taking the highs, we started losing this area, maybe I will be looking like, let's say, for a scalp short from here into this, maybe also into this. And it depends on what exactly the price is going to do from there. If we started pushing further, lagging and losing this, then you will be expecting the price to push further, maybe into this the 69 region. All right, that's kind of a structure. But for now, that's not the case. I don't have this, like let's say, as a full confluence. It's just the momentum is too good, like let's say, to continue holding and to push further to the upper side. If we started really stalling here more and more and more into this kind of a structure, then yeah, that's the weakness that we might see it. But this, it's going to take time. Maybe it's going to take into tomorrow. It's going to take into the day after tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, it's a normal trading day. Means that you will have Asia high, Asia low of Thursday. And upon that, we can see the direction. Are they are breaking above Asia? Or they are breaking under Asia? And upon that, we can see this kind of a structure. It might be just a sideways range and the move to continue, like let's say, into Friday. Now, what I care about is that, again, I'm telling you that for me, BTC has the capacity to push further all the way to the 75. In order for me to be able to look into this and to say, like, look, I'm interested in the shorts, fine. Where do you want to short BTC? That's the whole thing. Trade BTC for me into this level and lose it. Maybe I will enter a short with the stop loss of this. But I need to see acceptance and then after that to lose the momentum. Now from there, it all depends on what BTC is going to do at around these levels, you know? If it's going to hold, push further, then in that time, yeah, I will scale out of the position. Safe, easy. My swing trade, it's still exactly from around these levels. And still, I think we push further to the upper side. But that's a swing trade. It has nothing to do with the weekly trades, you know? I trimmed some of the profits. I'm willing, like, let's say, to round trip it. I longed BTC for another 1 or 2 setups within the week to push further. So I have no issue with it. Fully banked. Decent profits for the week. Amazing profits for the week, which is we're going to be reviewing other assets also on what exactly I covered for you earlier in the week. But this area is a nasty area for BTC. This area also, it's another nasty area for BTC. This doesn't mean that BTC it's going to push further from here. Now this, it's going to put us into this kind of play. BTC, by the way, can just stall here, push all the way to the downside, give you this kind of a deviation from here, and then later on, come and start pushing further. Maybe lag somewhere at around these levels. maybe even reclaim. If we started doing this, then we will start increasing the probabilities that BTC is going to come to take these highs and maybe the 81 region. But that's still too early for us to talk about it. This, by the way, usually people, they don't really feel it. That's an 8 days kind of a price action. This could be also another 8 days, which is it's going to take us till next week, which is we're going to have new ranges, new Fridays, new Mondays ranges that we can deal with it and we can just work with it in a proper way. But that's the kind of things of how exactly you want to look at things. There are swing trades that you can trade it. There are also like let's say weekly trades that we are looking at it. But once I confirmed for me the support here, then I started even looking into the longs in a better way, and it was so clean for the week where exactly most of the people looked for BTC to break down. I mentioned it clearly, no interest in the shorts, just long, because this kind of a price action, they gave you the clue here and you have just to respect it. It's the best part when you are looking at these kind of things, is just to respect how exactly the price is moving, and you just give it what exactly it's giving us. So we'll see what exactly is going to happen from here. You can keep an eye on the momentum. I don't really like let's say, to push further for the week. Tomorrow is a normal sessions trading. If any exposure, it's going to give it to us, like let's say on BTC. That's happy days. But remember, as a play, I wanted to trade BTC into this, and that's why for me the weekly is fully banked. Tomorrow, if a sessions trading is going to bring me anything, happy days. The beauty part of it, that also ETH reached this level, and that's epic. Now, the beauty part of it, it's Sol also. I mean, say like fine, $1 less than the 95, but that's good enough. And that's the whole thing of how exactly I want to look into things. I don't want like really to look into any other things. Now here it's gonna start just like becoming really interesting, that a lot of maybe they're gonna come into early shorts, force them one more time to push to the upper side, then start stalling and losing momentum. We will see how exactly to play with it. I'm not here really to catch every single move. The only thing that I do care about here is how exactly I'm trading it with the highest confluence, and just to keep myself protected. That's really all what I care about. Now, looking at other assets, looking at Nasdaq, the play actually for us that we were favoring, like let's say higher levels into Nasdaq. But for me, Nasdaq for now, it's not really looking weak. That's more of just like we came and actually we swept, like let's say major liquidity. We didn't sweep this daily candle, but it's looking fine for maybe a little bit of a drop continuation. Maybe we will come to take these highs. That's logically speaking, it's just like looking more appealing. S&P, beautiful move after the sweep, but we will see how exactly it's going to go. Now, interestingly, if S&P, it's going to start moving here and we started putting some kind of bearishness here, then yeah, that might push the price further to the downside. But still, I mean, I don't have enough, like, let's say, confluence. As I said, like for me on NASDAQ and the S&P, I'm not really looking for the shorts. It didn't give me any kind of the signs for the shorts. You can't really put yourself in a short and then to see the price that I'm swing short, but to try to see that the price is coming to your entry a million times. It's just, it doesn't make sense. That's not how exactly the swing shorts you can play them. When you want to play the swing shorts, once you get your entry, happy days, the price is going to move in your favor quickly. That's a kind of price action that I would like really to put myself in it. It's just too fast to move in your favor. It's too fast also to move in your favor when it's just like a good move, like let's say that you are reading it in a good structure. But that's where exactly you need just like, just play it in a comfortable way, and just like just a careful way. Now looking into this, the price that we are getting it on Nikkei, it's really a decent one. Unfortunately, it didn't give me the 52.6, but that's how exactly it is. Sometimes you are getting how exactly the price is offering you, and happy days. They just pushed further. They didn't really come to these lows. I would be definitely interested. You can go on Twitter. I put exactly this. I'm playing, by the way, the Nikkei long from exactly these levels, which is I banked literally most of it. I wanted this to be like, let's say, the play from here, but they didn't reach it. It started putting for me, like, let's say, this kind of a structure of a correction, but at the same time, it is becoming a little bit extended. It's a decent for, like, let's say, still the month. that we just like push to the upper side. Maybe we're gonna have just one month, like let's say of a sideways. Maybe after that, a push to the upper side. It depends on how we close the quarterly candle, right? Maybe we will see also a sell pressure into this quarter, which is it's gonna give us again this push to the downside later on, and then maybe we will start pushing and just like forcing the price to the upper side. But all over in general, with all these drops that it happened for you, like let's say because of this sell-off that it happened in the market. You didn't really get a major sell-off to talk about it, you just didn't get a major sell-off. So yeah, it's just it doesn't ring a bell, like let's say just to be extremely bearish here. I still do think the coming few days it's gonna unfold for us like a lot of things, when it's coming to the price, and some things it's gonna maybe go south. I still do believe, by the way, this move on gold that you are putting it here, I still do believe that you're going to be printing new highs in gold in the coming 2 to 4 weeks. I don't think that gold topped into this stupid top. And also, I don't think that this is something bearish, which is everyone is looking at it. Why? Because everyone for now, and I can give you a guarantee, that's all what they look at, which is this is where exactly sometimes it goes wrong. I'm not really looking into this. I wish that, as an example, this move to the downside, we wanted this level specifically to get this sweep, and then after that to look for the longs. We didn't get the long here, but for now it's not looking really bearish for me into this. I still think that we will see gold trading in the coming 2 to 4 weeks to all new highs, like to all-time highs. I don't have anything on US oil for now. It's looking good as a consolidation sideways. I put for you yesterday the pullback. Was it the pullback that I was looking at it? In fact, no. I think we will see more of a stalling here. Till next week, maybe we're going to start getting a better visibility. Maybe even oil can push further to the upper side, and then later on to get more of a price action to deal with it for one more push to the upper side. I think we will see oil trading into the 85, 87 region as a total move, and then we will see from there what exactly could happen. I would say I'm 70% out of the oil trade into reaching, like, let's say the 77.7 level. I'm net long early into the year and just kept holding it. It played really beautifully. Every single trade, if you will go back early in the year, I covered fully the plan on Nikkei, on the S&P and Nasdaq, on also JER 30, on US oil. I covered for you also Nat gas, which is for now. I'm still looking into some kind of reversals that we might get it into Nat gas very soon. The play for us this week is just to trade it to 3.17, maybe 3.39. It didn't continue further, like let's say to the upper side. Maybe we'll see more of a base out here. And then after that, like let's say to start pushing into, like let's say, a move to the upper side. I'm not going to be reviewing anything when it's coming, like let's say to I'm not going to be reviewing anything or bothering you, like let's say when it's coming to altcoins, because you're just going to align it with BTC. That's all what I can tell you. But this is the beautiful part of what exactly we were looking at it early into the week. Early into the week, what exactly happened on Dixie? This is what we started the week with. That's literally what we started the week with. And for me, this was the move for the week. And this was one of the most beautiful moves that we played it when it's coming to this move on Dixie, which it got translated mainly by having Euro USD short, where we played it beautifully all the way from here, all the way to the downside. To which area exactly? To this area. Now, the beauty part of the way how exactly we are trading, we are trying again to just put some specific levels that we can just bank our profits and we can just take the profits in it. And this is where exactly it's going to improve things for you when you are trading. When you are trading this kind of trades, it will always generate for you a decent returns between a 1 to 3, 1 to 6, 1 to 7. Sometimes you get lucky with higher, but again, it's not like you will have to be lucky all the time. Now, this move to the downside, definitely you will get some kind of bounces to the upper side. Still, I'm too interested to see how first we will close the week into this. If you remember, especially that I was talking about Euro USD before, I marked for you 2 weeks ago this move that we got it, and this area specifically on Euro USD. And I told you by that time that this is a major area for Euro USD to see how the price is moving in it. And from the moment that we started losing this, we started seeking the liquidity to the downside. Now, when we are talking about the liquidity to the downside, Euro USD came and swept this area and came, swept this area. Now it lost a major pivot yearly. That's something where you would be looking at this to continue with the sentiment to the downside. Still too early for the monthly closing, but now we are trading with some kind of pressure to the downside. Optimal for me, it's still to see Dixie pushing further to the upper side, maybe Euro USD continuing with the narrative, at least to come maybe to 1.4, 1.146, but we need to see still more of a price action to unfold here. And again, it depends, like let's say, on what exactly the coming few days it's gonna bring us. But this is more of like me seeing it just pressuring to the upper side. I don't mind still bounces to the upper side, sideways, continuation a little bit to lower levels, and we will take it from there. To where exactly we'll be looking mainly to trade it, it's toward this level. And maybe we do have also one more level here at somewhere at around these levels. Let me just check it. Maybe into this area. That would be optimal. But again, that's early to talk about it. This will be covered, and I will be covering it for you guys within next week. Pretty much everything against dollar played really beautifully, and just like everything played this week in a very beautiful way, in a very decent way. Nice moves into the crypto market. And if you will go for a few days ago, I told you nothing really to worry about it when it's coming to the price really not giving you any kind of moves. But the beauty part of crypto and BTC in general, when it moves, it moves. But it's always the same exact scenario. At the lows, 53 next. Why I'm going to be shorting this? Like, give me just one reason. When you see an asset that it moved to the downside 50%, something like BTC, you want really to short it from here? Yeah, it can work with you into this kind of bull flag thing, bear flag, breakdown, and then just continue to lower levels. Fine. But it meant to be from the beginning when you reverse the trend, it's to trade toward these lows. And these lows, they didn't hold. You just broke, like, let's say, one more leg to the downside in order to come all the way, like, let's say, to just like, sweep this and just come to this liquidity. But the point from here, I'm not really interested in shorts on BTC from here. And I was just favoring to see a bounce. As I said, we will see what exactly it's going to happen from here. Or maybe we will get into the shorts, like let's say 74, 75, 76 region, just if in case we saw things of how exactly we wanted it to play out. If not, then we will look into the 80 region and we will take it from there on how exactly it's going to play out. Just one last part, especially that we reviewed everything. One last part to keep an eye on it, which is really decent when you are looking at things. This is USDT, USDC, BTC dominance. Everyone is looking for this to break to the downside, which is, again, relying on BTC and all these kind of things. This is when you see alts, they are really moving and going into a good direction. But this is not really showing me any kind of a weakness for now to start looking into things that maybe it's going to push further to the downside. It's not really giving me that kind of behavior or that kind of a direction. It's worth keeping an eye on it, but it's not really showing me that thing. If I'm looking at this, by the way, BTC dominance, unfortunately, you based out, and this kind of price action, go check it in terms of a range bound and all these kind of things. If this pushed further, definitely it's nice to see BTC moving to the upper side. But if this push further and BTC dominance is coming to the downside, still more pain. You're going to see it into alts. That's not something to talk about it for now. Something worth paying attention to it. For the record, and just to remind or to talk about it one more time, I don't believe into this. I don't believe into total crypto market cap. I don't believe into I don't believe in total two. I don't believe into these things. All right. I do prefer just to treat every single play that we do have it here when it's coming, like, let's say, to the chart separately. That's what I really like. If I'm looking at this and start just to making judgments on altcoins, like, what's the point from here? Like, why do I want really to trade, like, to make a judgment here on what exactly the price is doing? I don't want just to be into that kind of situation. It's just not looking the best when it's coming to this kind of a structure. So I'm not relying at all on total two, total three. These are in general the assets that I do trade, in a big way. And yeah, that's mainly really what I do like, just to get exposure in it more than anything else. So pretty much that's everything that I wanted really to cover for you guys. We are back on the schedule when it's coming to the weekly reviews, when it's coming to all these kind of things. And also I will be back into dropping for you, like, let's say, more updates into the free section and the free Discord. Hopefully within the coming week or end of this week, I will be putting for you one more educational video, the same of the last one, where exactly it was a little bit long, but I hope that it like provided you with decent, I would say decent, just decent knowledge on how exactly to look at things, and maybe to study it in a better way. But yeah, as I said, it's just too early to talk about things for now. Take into consideration BTC swept major areas. Be patient into this. Don't rush really anything. I think the price, it's gonna give us a decent kind of a price action between today and tomorrow. Between tomorrow, sorry, and Friday, where exactly it's going to present for us, most probably another clean play, whether it's to the long, for the long, or to the short. Time will tell, but I think it's going to present for us a beautiful opportunity for one more trade within this week. 2, 3 trades that it played in a beautiful way this week, early into the month. Nothing better than this. Try to slow down Thursday and Friday just to play the clean ones, and then we will see how exactly things is gonna play out. Definitely some of the charts that it's looking interesting, something like, let's say, like Zcash, and with this kind of a price action that we printed it here. But just remember, it's just a range, nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, you can just comment for me, like, let's say, anything that you would like me to look at it when it's coming to the assets. If there is really anything that you guys are trading it, I'm not talking about, like, a chart request and altcoins and all these kind of things. If there is something specific that you want me to review it, I'll be reviewing it. Definitely into the coming videos. And also I will start looking, I would say, at least once a week for you guys when it's coming to some of the stock buys, whether it's going to be in the US market or maybe in the Asian market. So we start just, like, putting for you some exposure there when it's coming to other markets. The same advice that I will leave you with it: always diversify your risk, and always chase the price where exactly it's moving from an asset to asset when it's coming to volatility. This is where exactly the best assets, or the best, sorry, trades that you're gonna get it. When the asset is moving, your trades, it's gonna be moving in a good way. When the asset's not moving, just don't rush anything. Let it, give you the direction, and you move from there. Stay safe, and wish you all the best. And we'll catch up with you in the next video. Cheers. Bye bye.